The best part about this podcast is that it goes on, whether or not.
I know. I think the Greeks had this notion of like comic tragedy. I'm sure there's a term for that. It's probably comic tragedy.
It probably is.
That's pretty much what our lives have devolved into.
The good thing is if you can't laugh at yourself, well, then you're going insane.
Then you're going to have to laugh at other people.
Yep.
And let me tell you, the people I've chosen.
I have a list.
I have a list, yes.
A list.
I've told you, this is my favorite. I don't even know the name of the movie. It was like one of my favorite scenes of all time. It was one of those Adam Sandler movies where he bullied people or was terrible to people when he was growing up. And then when he becomes an adult, he realizes he has to change his ways. So he calls them all to apologize. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys he calls is Steve Buscemi. And he's like, hey, I don't even know if you remember this. I was really terrible to you in high school. I used to bully you all the time, whatever. And he's like, oh, I don't even remember that. Don't worry about it.
I remember this.
And then he hangs up the phone, and then Buscemi looks at a piece of paper that says people to kill.
Yeah.
And he crosses that guy's name off the list.
I cannot remember which terrible Adam Sandler movie that is.
The movie itself was probably not that funny, or whatever. But that scene I just thought was beautiful. It might have been. Was it the one with the golf movie with Bob?
Billy Madison.
Is that the same movie?
I think so.
That might be the height of his career, because that was.
Yeah, it was Billy Madison.
Just classic.
Yep. Yep.
Just crosses him up. So good. Anyway, I assume something semi-related to what we do for a living is happening.
Murder lists.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. This podcast is been about committing felonies. Best Buy has got some discount on Surface stuff, which I keep checking Best Buy's website, and I don't know if this is making me nervous or not. So the TV I was going to buy is now out of stock.
Uh-oh.
So either A, it is about to be replaced.
Well, or could just be a seasonal sale thing and
sold out.
What is the TV?
I think I've landed on, at least for now, until somebody messages me and changes my mind. It's a Vizio M Series 55-inch Quantum LED something or other.
Yeah, I was just reading about that. Probably that exact device.
Yeah, the key benefits are here. One, the reviews are pretty decent. I mean, it's not a super high-end TV. It's like middle of the road. AirPlay 2.
It has quantum something.
Yeah. It I've got Azure Quantum. I have Quantum in my TV. A whole bunch of other random stuff, but a lot of people said they liked it. It's a TV to me. Like I
don't know. I plant myself in front of the TV almost every night.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a 4K. It's not OLED. I'm not going that route.
No.
I keep clicking the same icon on BestBuy.com, and I'm like, why is it not changing? And then it's because I'm clicking the same thing.
Right.
Which one? Yeah, it's like completely gone, maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, no, it's like completely gone now.
Yeah,
no, it's not. Anyways, it was an M Series Quantum LED Smart 4K TV, 55-inch.
Yep. Nice.
Model, something or other. But
I'd like to get a TV that just had, it wasn't a smart TV, like just a TV. In fact, it's not even really a TV because the word TV suggests there's like a tuner in it, right? I don't even want that. I just want a display that has HDMI ports or whatever ports, and just that's it.
I will never use any. Well, I take that back. I will probably use it has like HomeKit or Apple AirPlay 2 functionality built in. That could potentially be used, but I'll never use the built-in apps because it's just all Apple TV.
They're slow and they're not supported very well. Of course, as they go out of date, it's not like a Roku where you can just replace it. If the TV's out of date, it's out of date. Like you're kind of stuck. So we just, we tried that. And it didn't work. And then I would say the only kind of built-in functionality of the TV we really use, and this is very occasionally, is I'll cast something to it, right? I'll be on my phone, it'll be like a YouTube video, and it's easier just to cast it than go find the YouTube app on whatever device I'm using and then go find the video I just looked at,
Yeah.
But pretty much I'm just looking for, it's exactly what I'm looking for the cable operators too. I don't want smart stuff. I don't want your content. I just want you to deliver the pipe, and then I just do the service. That's it. I just want the TV to display.
Yeah.
That's it. You know?
Well, now I can find it this way. Well, that's weird. People also viewed this one.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason it wasn't showing up in the search results, maybe because I'm deficient at searching on bestbuy.com. But there's well, I'm going to end up buying two, but it is Vizio 55-inch class LED M series Quantum Smart 4K UTV HDR Dolby Vision, whatever. I mean, it's
How much is this thing?
$549.
So what would be the step up from this?
I don't even know.
They probably have like a 60 or 65 inch.
Oh yeah, yeah. But so I will end up probably buying one of those. Like M series is like their, I think, middle of the road. Like P series, I think, is their best.
Do they literally? It's like P for pro and M for middle of the road. That's
yeah,
how they
and
name
then
the
like
products.
L for
L for losers.
yeah.
It's like, well, you got to give them a little credit. It's pretty obvious.
And then the thing here, and I don't know why I want to do this, maybe just for consistency's sake. And then I'm going to buy a TV for the basement down here once I finish it, which will then probably be a 65-inch, which I'd like to be the exact same thing, just smaller. So that way it's one TV consistency. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I mean, I honestly, there's some benefit to that.
Yeah, the benefit is I need it all just to work the same, so I don't have to educate the other people in my house about how to use it.
Well, that's just the other people, but it's, I mean, even you, like, it's like,
yeah.
How many times have you walked in and been like, where the frick is this thing? You know?
Yeah, so that's that's it. That's it. I scheduled a car oil change appointment today.
I just got a text message from a friend of mine from Boston who said, this is funny because I actually, I give him some credit for this. Like he has an original generation Pixel and that phone, of course, is going out of support this month. He holds on to things. Like I respect that.
Yeah.
So he just texted me and he says, I think I keep my technology for too long. In the last month, I've received notifications that my Roku and phone are both not going to be getting updates going forward. That means he has like it must be HD, but it's certainly a pre-4K Roku. Like this is an old Roku. That's funny. I mean, I know he has a 4K TV. Like he's been literally just using this thing that he's going to be amazed by how much better his TV looks. Like,
yeah, he's like, what do you mean you don't have to wait for the latency to?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, I mean, that's, we pour one out today for Windows 10 Mobile.
Sure.
I mean, I don't.
I'll tell you seriously. I mean, the Windows Phone stuff comes up a lot. Obviously, I don't give a shit about Windows 10 Mobile. I don't. I mean that honestly. There is a place in my heart for Windows Phone. I will say through Windows Phone 8.1. I mean, the before Windows Mobile, before that dumpster fire of a disaster, there was something special there. I mean, I think I'll always kind of hold on to that. But people who hold out for Windows Mobile, it's like that's where it jumps the shark, in my opinion. But
well, I mean, Microsoft had a pretty good strategy of rebooting the platform 3 times in 5 years.
Yeah, 2 of those reboots were pretty good. Unless you were a developer, I guess. Silverlight's the way forward until it isn't.
I'm sure there's somebody listening to this using Windows Phone 7.8 being like, Windows Phone 7 has everything I need.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, I think it was you. I think you said this yesterday. I mean, there's a strategy if you want the most secure phone in the world, just use Windows Phone. I mean,
yeah, no, it really is.
Assuming anything works on it, I have no idea.
Yep.
I'll break up my Lumia 1020. Take really slow pictures.
And I vaguely recall last year you had some issues with smart lights around the holiday times. I have a weird issue. This one's great.
Okay.
So every time I open my garage door, so we have lights that are flush mounted on the outside of our garage, on the sides, on the concrete or the brick exterior. Every time I open my garage door, the right one comes on. That's it.
You are describing the exact problem with technology. This is the thing. This is the rocks we're going to break on the shore. Like it is. I last night my wife left to go to some kind of a meeting, and she texted me as she left the house. And the text, I'll just read it. Our front lights are all green and red because we celebrate Christmas. So she texts me and she says, the garage lights are all white. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to kill myself. Thank you.
What pushed Paul over the edge? Hue lighting.
White lights. Yep. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like randomly by the way, I will say mostly they do work. The issues I had last year had to do with getting them all updated to the latest rev. And remember, they were working on something that allowed them to retain whatever color scheme you set if they powered down, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if it was distance from Wi-Fi or I had all kinds of problems, but mostly they're okay. But this is the type of thing, like exactly what you just described. It's like this kind of random one-off, and you'll be obsessed with it. You'll unplug things and replug things and rewire, and because that's what we do. And then someone will say, "Hey, I was thinking about getting some smart," and then you'll have a conniption fit because you're gonna be like, "No, don't." Look, there's a switch. You turn it and light comes on. You use that. That works fine. That always works.
It's a proven technology, switches.
Yeah. Yep. This is why, like heroes in action movies always drive like classic American cars that like it's just all mechanical. The thing is like a carburetor, Yeah. 4 on the floor, some giant big block engine, because that shit just works. It just works. You're never gonna get like we get my wife's BMW in the garage. Put the thing in reverse, and what does it do, Brad? It beeps. You know why it beeps? Because we're close to the front of the garage. Because somehow, while going in reverse, I might hit something with the front of the car. That stuff makes me nuts.
It's an impressive technology if you could.
Yep. Every parking spot I'm in, no matter what you put the car in, beep, 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 you have to get moving so you're not close to the thing that you might hit heading in the opposite direction. I suppose if I went around the earth long enough, I might eventually hit that thing.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Yep. It's that Teutonic form of corrector, that Bavarian correctness, Yeah,
and apparently Amazon's going to start making, or Ring, which is owned by Amazon, is going to potentially start making smart lights, which would be great because what's going to happen here is if you piss off Alexa, it's just going to turn your lights off on you.
Yikes. So actually, I'm fascinated they haven't done this yet, given their embrace of everything, right? I mean, every product imaginable. I told you, I think maybe privately, I don't remember if it was on the podcast, but I was looking through the Amazon page for Alexa-powered devices that were on sale during the holidays, and it's like 17 pages long. And it's all, well, not all of it, but most of it's Amazon branded stuff. And I was like, I don't even remember this. Like, they have a crazy number of things. And if you're familiar, and most people probably are, Amazon Basics has really high quality cables and electronic gadgets of all kinds. Like an Amazon Basics smart light, if you could get a colored smart light for less than $23 or whatever Hue charges these days.
Yeah.
I mean, that would change this market dramatically. I don't know if it's possible, but anyway, I'm not surprised. Like this to me makes tons of sense.
Yeah. It'll hopefully drive down prices on Hue stuff. So.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
We will see. So you got anything else for today, Paul?
Let me ask you one question, because you use Sonos, and I have lots of Sonos equipment, and I've gone back and forth on this stuff. But I had a problem I had never really experienced in an endemic way until earlier this year when I got a Google Pixel 3a XL, right, which is the low-end phone, where I would play music over Chromecast using Google Play Music, and the app would lose track of the music. So the music would keep playing, but it stopped registering as playing in the app, and I couldn't control playback anymore. And you could do some quit the app, come back. Sometimes it would come back. Sometimes you had to go in the Google Home app where it would also show up as playing. You could control it from there. But it would lose track of it. And I attributed this to a performance issue with the phone. But since then, of course, I used a variety of phones over the summer. None of them really had this issue, but I'm using a Google Pixel 4. And it's happening again. And it's like, really? So I'm curious, do you ever experience an issue like that with Sonos, where you're playing a playlist, it's doing its thing, you don't sit there looking at the app, but maybe a song comes on you don't want to hear, and you're like, oh, let me skip that. And you look at the app and it's like, it's not on the song. Or do you ever see that, like losing track of?
I've only had that happen, but it's really, really brief, where it's if I skip a bunch of songs, like it might show like the wrong
Yeah.
song, but it's only for a few seconds. I've never had it where it like completely loses it.
Okay. And actually, the unfortunately the other condition here is that you could use different apps to control these things. So you might not be using the Sonos app. You might be using Spotify, right, to control Sonos. Is that what you're doing? I don't.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I use them both. I use both the
Yeah.
Spotify and
Okay.
the Sonos app.
Yeah. I mean, that throws a wrench into the thing too, because I've sort of looked at other service. Like I experimented with Spotify. I didn't have the problem, but I haven't used it enough to know if that's like it could be Google Play Music for all I know. Like it's hard to know what the root cause of this is, and there are so many elements to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, so but you've never experienced that, so I mean that's
Not in
that's
a
a
way
data
that
point of a sort. You know?
yeah, not the biggest issue I have with Sonos right now is that you can't memorize groups. Like there's no easy way to do this. I've got to figure out a solution because it drives me nuts. But
Yeah, I don't quite understand that. That's one thing that Chromecast or whatever that Google Cast thing is good at. We had like the Thanksgiving dinner, and I have like the throttle thing, which is like all the speakers. But because people were watching TV out in the living room, I didn't want the speakers in there to start playing music. So on the fly, I had to be like, all right, I'm going to create another group where it's just the speakers in there, the speakers in there, and you know, you just do that, and it's no problem, and then it's it works like you would expect. Like that's the one thing that works pretty well.
yep. So, anyways, the TV I was looking at, it says it's unavailable for delivery. So
Oh, well, does that mean you could pick it up in the store?
I could, but I'm not ready to pick it up yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but if it's on some kind of a sale price, it's not going to be at later. You might want to just grab it now.
Don't make me go out and
Well, I
buy
mean, how much is it? What's the sale? Is it off some amount?
$50.
Yeah, well, $50 is 50
$50
bucks.
is $50. I mean, it's not. I think I might be ordering drywall today too, which will be.
This is what I don't want to hear from you tomorrow, though. Is I went to my wife, and Paul convinced me that I had to buy the TV today because, and I'm quoting him exactly here, $50 is $50.
It is.
So, just I can sense this one coming.
But did you sense this one coming? Because we'll be right back here, same place, same people, maybe with a new TV tomorrow.